All right, hello everyone, and welcome back to the English coverage of the Dota 2 Professional League. This is the group stages. Everyone's competing for points in a best of two series. This is going to be between IG and VG. IG did end up taking game one, looking to take a clean 2-0 sweep, but VG, that's not going to happen so easy. I'm very excited to get into the draft, into the action. I'm your caster, Annie, aka Android, and I am being joined once again by Zambrella. How's it going, man?
Hey, sorry, it's good, it's good. Well, pretty much looking at the same draft again. Vengeful Spirit taken away by Burning, but Burning's gonna pick himself up back on that Lion. However, the Lifestealer this time is on Vici Gaming. IG do, however, get themselves the Doombringer again. So yeah, it's pretty standard stuff coming out once again. I don't know if there's much more we can say. I'm pretty sure the 4 bans were the same as well. And we're gonna see the Drow band out against that Vengeful Spirit pickup as well.
Yeah, I mean, the Drow strat, it's pocket, but if it gets online, it's so dirty. Rips apart buildings, rips apart heroes, so just taken out of the pool, good use of a second round ban. And now Phoenix is banned out by IG. They did not have a fun time dealing with eggs and whatnot, so not going to be an option here. We still have other offlaners in the pool, we've got other supports in the pool. IG, what do they look to throw over here in the offlane?
I don't know if they have with the Vengeful Spirit pickup, maybe they go towards a Slaughter, EA, something interesting like that, and just like so much minus armor and run down VG Gaming once again. That could definitely be an option for them. I think Slaughter is like fairly hotly contested at the moment. I don't really know what it is here at the moment. My head, but maybe we've also haven't seen a Darkseer yet, at least for not quite a while, but he's been fairly popular as well.
Alright, so again, going in, they're taking their time with this fourth ban. IG, they've got a habit of running those really just run at you, get it done kind of cores. And Ferrari had the most fun time with that Naga, and that explains the ban, but it's very situational.
Well, the thing is, though, is it? Like, if he's really confident on the hero and, you know, his team can continue to create space for him, maybe it's not so bad.
Yeah. Third
So
pick.
yeah, I think the Naga ban is completely warranted, to be honest.
It's one of those things like it's 90% not going to be the pick for IG, but better safe than sorry, as it worked so well for Ferrari. Now Ferrari has to pick up another hero here. What are his comfort heroes?
I have no idea. I'm gonna be honest with you. Ferrari 430, this Chinese scene fairly new to me. I'm fairly certain he's a very what's the word I'm looking for? I guess veteran. He's a veteran player, so I'm sure his hero pool is extremely big.
Yeah, he's
I'll
old
probably
blood.
take whatever.
I met him in person once at a TI4.
Really?
I walked past him. He's shorter than I thought. Like you imagine these Dota players as like these huge celebrities, and I walk past him, and I'm walking with a friend who's in the industry, and it's like, oh yeah, that's Ferrari 430. I'm like, oh my god! But anyway, back to actual Dota at hand here. Vici onto their third pick here. They've got the Lion, they've got the Lifestealer. Wouldn't be surprised to see some sort of vessel for the Lifestealer. The Puck is a fantastic option for Vici.
Park, Queen of Pain, those two mid heroes. Yeah, like you said, very good. But finally, we're gonna have the Darkseer. Hooray! This hero is fun to watch.
Yeah,
And
I
if you
mean,
can Lifesteal is great at running after people. You put the Ion Shell on him as well. Extra damage over time.
okay, so Darkseer is going to be played up by ROTK, and it's not necessarily a hero that fits his playstyle. He has played it a decent amount, but ROTK typically likes those big old guys to go in and take the damage and walk at you, and Darkseer is much more cautious. He has the Surge to get away, he uses most of the Ion Shells to get farm in lane, a little bit passive here, and we'll see how much restraint he's able to exercise. And now IG, in their safe lane, they could pick up a core that really punishes the Darkseer.
I mean, I don't think there is a core that super punishes Darkseer. You obviously generally don't want to pick up like a melee hero to deal with against the Darkseer in the safe lane, just because you continue to get hit by Iron Shell. He's always pushing a creep wave underneath the tower, making it harder to last hit. So I expect IG would probably favor some sort of ranged core hero here. Wait, the Alchemist is still in the pool. That's been very popular. Fifth most picked and banned hero this tournament. I wouldn't be surprised me to see Alchemist. I mean, Ags on Venge and Doom, very nice as well. Not to mention on Vici's side, the Ags on Lion and Darkseer. It would also synergize well with the Vengeful Spirit, the minus armor strat that they might end up going for IG. Yeah, I'm looking towards this Alchemist in the mid lane, maybe. Once again, go for these like tanky core heroes. Not so good against Lifestealer, though, to be fair.
Yeah, you gotta have something that deals with a Lifestealer, and I've been talking with my other co-casters here in the other series about how Lifestealer is completely ride or die. He goes into a fight and he's in it. Whether he goes down or not, he's fighting till the bitter end. He's not one of those cores that runs in, it's not his fight, he walks out. He's just gonna be slapping on you till the day he dies. And I like this pickup of the Axe, because Axe is a hero that goes in, immediately punishes whoever he goes on, and has that dunk, so Lifestealer won't be able to do anything cheeky with his armlet toggles.
I still feel Lifestealer does well against Axe, though, just because of the lifesteal. It kind of counteracts the spin damage and potentially any blade mail damage that comes out fairly reasonably. So I'm not sure about this Axe pickup. We'll see. I mean, it worked really well from last game. Maybe they'll throw it in the jungle like we saw in game number 1. Get that sort of like decently timed blink dash and start rotating around the lanes. Hey, combo that up with the Darkseer. Suddenly your Doom heal coming in from your Scorched Earth, and I think they were expecting the Alchemist Alchemist pick here. So preemptively picking the AA.
And,
like
well, AA is going to be a soft deny against the Alch, which is still sitting in the pool, and he's going to be able to go in and lock down the Axe if the Axe goes in for a nice call, like you called out. And I like the synergy here from Vici. If they get a Vacuum Wall, dunk it underneath an Ice Blast, Lion goes in with an R-Spike, there's the potential for so much damage, and all Vici are missing are a mid. Who is the best mid for the job here? Is it going to be that DK?
Or for IG or VG?
Vici.
Yeah, DK wouldn't be too bad. He doesn't really care about being doomed too much. Nice and tanky. Deal with the Vengeful Spirit minus armor. Like, his Dragon's Blood will more than enough make up for it. But we're gonna go with the Weaver first. One of those heroes that likes to zip onto that back line. If you can find that AA, find that Lion. You got the Desolator, you can tear him apart in 2-3 seconds.
Alright, so Weaver picked up.
I think this is good.
Yeah, I like the Weaver, and Weaver's one of those self-sustaining cores. We've seen how hard it is to get a hold of in these series so far tonight. I want to say it's picked up 4 times of the 10 games we've cast so far. So I'm very curious to see how it's going to do in lane. Should be able to get a decent amount of space, and going up against a Darkseer shouldn't feel too much pressure from the Ion Shells either.
No, being a range hero and all that. This is basically the same draft again from IG. If only they had the Lifestealer. Then it would be the same.
10 seconds remaining.
So, no, it wouldn't. What am I talking about? It was Weaver on the other side, wasn't it? It was Weaver on Vici Gaming.
Probably.
So ignore me there. That was we're seeing similar heroes, shall we say? Probably the best way. But Alchemist does get banned out. So they didn't want Vici Gaming picking up themselves. So. Yeah, that's cool. That's cool. IG. So yeah, we would assume that they're looking for their mid hero now. And you know, the 2 big ones, Puck, Quap, and we're going to see the Queen of Pain, Vici Gaming themselves. I think the Puck would work not too bad for them. You know, with the Dream Coil locking people down, making the Vacuum easier to hit, the Ice Blast as well. Silence against Queen of Pain is pretty decent, but they're going to go for the DK themselves.
Hey, I got that call right. I'm proud of myself. Yeah. I've made some really dumb calls tonight, so I'm happy this one wasn't just completely off the wall.
Yeah, bang on.
Alright, so going on into this second game of the best of 3, are there any big draft winners for you? Is there anything that you're just like, yeah, that's it, that's what's going to come out of this? Because for me, it's looking kind of even. I slightly favor Vici because of the Wombo combo they have the potential for, but IG, you can't underestimate these guys.
Yeah, I think you've hit the nail on the head here. Where I don't think there's an outdraft either way. Queen of Pain mid against Dragon Knight, I think DK will do fine, to be honest. Like, a harass coming for Queen of Pain will be a bit annoying to start off with, but once he gets a couple of levels in that Dragon's Blood, he'll just be able to tank it up and be like, whatever, breathe fire at the Queen of Pain, stop it doing so much damage, get the last hits, and just be a solid laner. Axe, once again, ganking DK on the front lines, lifesteal on the front lines. It's not so easy to grab hold of this time around. It just doesn't seem like there's an obvious, like, last game, what was it? It was Storm Spirit and Weaver, 2 very squishy heroes. You get the Blink Call with a couple of heroes or creeps around, and that's easy spins and easy kills for Axe Zone or +1. But now, you can't just Blink Call a Dragon Knight and expect to be able to kill him off just as easily. Same with the Lifestealer.
Alright, so we've got a big group up here, and it'll be interesting to see if they go in, just kind of ward together, fight together, or if they have a smoke, and it doesn't look like anyone picks it up. Oh, the Lion's got one. But they're just going to stroll on into the Radiant jungle. They could look for a pick here onto someone like the Venge. Yeah, they're going to be looking for the pick, but they don't have the Lion really with any support, so if you find someone, he's going to scare them off, and the rest of the team won't be able to go in and apply that damage. Now maybe the Weaver walks a little too close. Weaver does have that Scoochy level, so has a bit of escape. I don't think they have the lockdown to take out the Weaver just yet.
30 seconds to
Something to note is HYM is playing the Lion, and is going to be burning on the AA. I think they were looking to fight just because Ancient Apparition, the chilling touch early on is ridiculous. The early team fights, if you can get it on everyone, that's an extra, was it 50 pure damage per hit. So that's 250 pure damage for everyone.
Yeah, that's real nice to have. But no blood yet on the runes. A nice rotation down from Fiji, but they aren't able to get it done. And now this is going to be Bounty Rune, mid for mid. Quap against DK. DK is really survivable, and he is able to put out a lot of harass with the Breathe Fire, but I think Ferrari's going to be alright. She has those two tangos, probably going to go for an early bottle, and holding on to her level, she's going to see if she wants to go for the blink for that escape, or can she get away with the Shadow Strike for the harass.
Looks like we've got potentially dual lanes coming out once again from VG here. Stylo on the Lifestealer. Actually, but last game it was dual lanes, so sort of like an aggro dual lane coming out from VG here. Lifestealer plus the Lion. As they want to put putting Darkseer up against the Weaver. Weaver, it looks like IG expected this, and it's just going to dodge it once again. Put the Weaver up against the Darkseer, which we talked about before, it's definitely more favourable than putting a melee core hero up against Darkseer.
Alright, so 430 does end up going for that Shadow Strike, so harassing out CTY, but again, with that point in the Dragon's Blood, it's not going to hurt him too much. He also has the salve if things get a little bit hairy, but he's going to get some decent farm here. He's leading up the last hits, and Ferrari actually goes and eats a Iron Branch tree, so might look to get aggressive and maybe even take a couple tower shots as the Radiant. Speaking of aggressive, we've got the Vengeful Spirit just going in all out onto Burning. She's going to be going through, the Chilling Touch comes out. Now this might be the demise of the Venge. I think she bit off more than she can chew, but it does bring the Axe into the fight, eats up the Fairy Fire. She's going to be getting out alive. Can the Axe turn this? He doesn't have a call, but he hopes for a nice Helix. The Helix will come through! Oh man, first blood comes out. Burning ended up proccing the Helix with the right click, and that's what killed the Lion. Little bit of brotherly love going on there, as now Vengeful Spirit looks to turn here. Her Clarity will get cancelled. She doesn't have the mana to go in for the stun, and will end up overcommitting. She buys out. She's expecting to go down, and finally the one right click will be the trade. So Lion does end up hitting something for his time, but man, that AA probably just apologizing profusely over TeamSpeak.
That was a little over aggressive, I think, there from the Vengeful Spirit. Boca probably didn't need to stick around there. I was trying to play a bit cheeky. If she did wait a little bit longer and got the mana for the stun, that would have been enough. And speaking of mana for stun, they might look for Darkseer here. They get the Swarm on him. They're going to continue chasing. There's the stun as well. I think this might be a kill with Darkseer. He's got the Surge. Body blocks aren't going to be there. One more right click should be enough. He's gone.
Alright, so things starting out nice and hot. We got 3 kills on the board at 2 minutes in. And now this Lion, he doesn't really have a whole lot of mana to work with. He's got that Clarity. Ferrari out of regen here. Doesn't have the bottle just yet, so needs to... There we go. There's the bottle. And that's going to be much needed. Perhaps Ferrari goes all the way back to base to pick it up.
I like this. HYM, he's being the courier, picking up the... taking the empty bottle to the rune for his mid laner, CTY. Gets a haste rune, looking to try and find something instead. Just puts down an Observer Ward. And will hand the full bottle back to his mid laner.
Alright, we've got a hasted up Lion here. For some reason the haste animation isn't showing, so I thought he just had ridiculous move speed. And, well, Ferrari, again, sitting back getting that farm, but DK is going to be the big winner here. 16 last hits already. And Queen of Pain goes in aggressively with that Scream of Pain, but just secures a little bit of farm.
Our DK just sits in the lane, gets farm. You can't gank him very easily, and he'll come out on top, you know, get that armlet, get the blink if he needs to, and starts pushing down your towers and applying pressure.
Oh, HYM takes an Infernal Blade, so Wrong just very aggro on the Doom, securing space for himself, but he's really low mana. He is going to pick himself up some nice goodies. The Completion Tranquil Boots going to be flying out to him very shortly as soon as the Queen of Pain is done with the Courier. So that'll be a nice thing for the Doom to get. Again, we have switched up the long and short lanes here, so it's just going to be Wrong sitting down here, going up against the Lifestealer, and Sylar is getting a lot, and that's something you got to keep an eye out for. Mid lane.
The point is...
Ferrari. Bottling up. Does she try to turn this? At the Shadow Strike, and she knows DK is fresh out of mana, instead going for the rune here. 4-minute rune spawn will be an illusion rune. Now the bottle sips are going to feel real nice. Maybe she tries to go in here, but DK, he's going to back off. He is only going to find the bounty, but it will refresh his bottle. A regen would have been ideal. Down bottom. Wrong. Getting very low. The Scorched Earth will keep him alive. Sylar, again, just complete free farm here. He is totally in control of the Doom, and Wrong's not a hero that likes to play from behind. He wants to be the one that controls the pace of the lane.
Yeah, these lanes, they're currently very interesting kind of dynamic, because in the top lane, XXS is, you know, having a little bit of a hard time up against RPK. He's at 20 CS versus the free farming 31 CS of the Lifestealer. He's now up to level 6, and meanwhile in the mid lane, the wraparound, not going to happen. We'd have pain quick enough with that blink ability.
Alright, Lifestealer does end up getting the kill against the Doom bottom lane, and that's going to start Sylar off in a very spectacular fashion. He's leader of the last hit chart. He's 1-0. He's going to be soaring on this net worth chart, already almost 3k at 5 minutes in. Has that level 6, but holds onto the Infest, doesn't skill it up. He wants some more free farm in lane, and, you know, putting those points into the Rage, that free BKB is such a good pick onto Sylar. He's going to be able to go in and chase quite deeply.
Once again, we're seeing the benefits of the jungle axe.
Yeah, we haven't talked a whole lot about him.
The other lanes aren't going so great for IG, but they do have the fallback of this jungle axe. Who's doing rather well. Good old Lifestealer disconnects from the game. I assume these guys are like playing from home, they're not on LAN or anything.
No, this is just the group stages, so again, everyone is competing for points. That's why we have best of 2 series, so you win a 2-0 sweep, you grab 2 points, and in the end it's going to come down to who has the most points to seed yourselves in the brackets for the playoffs, and obviously the upper bracket is so much better, because you have that extra bit of chance to come back into the fight if you drop down, if you drop a series in the playoffs, and we're competing here a 1 million total prize pool. Winning team takes home $200,000 US. Now Ferrari 430 gonna be feeling the burn here. Dragon form committed. They get the Dragon Tail. The Earth Spike comes out. Ferrari is somehow so tanky. Screama paid out. The Sonic Wave comes through as well. They're gonna get the kill onto the Lion. Dragonite drops. It's gonna be a 2 for 0. As Queen of Pain, she gets low, but she stays fighting, keeps her eyes on the prize, and now will pick up the 6-minute rune spawn as well. Please regen. Nope. Just a bounty, but either way, really nice lane momentum going the way of the co-op now.
Power of infused raindrops, ladies and gentlemen. Too good. They thought they had the kill, and it probably would have been a kill if it wasn't for the infused raindrops. Line was sitting like behind to the right of the tower for so long, but constantly being spotted out due to an observer ward, which did just time out. A smoke up from the Lion, and Lifestealer close behind the Lion as well.
Lion's sitting
Really
at level
want
3.
to kill off Ferrari.
He spent a long time rotating, so doesn't even have anything close to that Finger of Death, and that's the nuke damage they need on Ferrari. Looks like the Earth Spike might be enough. They go for the Hex. They do have the lock-in with the Earth Spike as well. That's going to be a kill. They much needed to take out the Quap, but it was costly. It cost the full rotation up. It cost the Lifestealer leaving lane for a while, which is not the best here. And Lifestealer goes for the Gloves of Haste. Going to be going for the Armlet before finishing off the Deso. Pretty typical build.
ROTK up in this top lane has to be careful. Does have burning on the sidelines.
Once again, he goes for the no vacuum build, but also picks up the point in the wall. I'm not saying it's bad, I'm just saying I don't understand it. It's some sort of meta that I'm not grasping my head around. I guess it can be used on choke points.
This is the normal build, I believe. Like, you just go for 2 points in Surge, max out the Iron Shell, pick up wall at level... Like, I think picking up wall at level 6 is, you know, is almost player choice.
Yeah, but you usually grab a point in vacuum, so you're able to get anything done with the wall.
The wall on itself is actually pretty strong. Like, it's not like you have to get vacuum to level 3 or 4 before it becomes actually before you actually have a chance of catching multiple heroes in it, because the AoE on level 1 and 2 is just so small, and just being able to like that last little bit of extra damage with the wall can make a huge difference.
Axe gets denied there, just goes in, turns into a fish, and will get Earth Spiked up, but the rest of the Radiant, they want to continue fighting here. The Swarm will go out, doesn't catch out HYM. So, well, disengage out from IG. They don't lose too much. They didn't drop any ultis or anything. Speaking of ultis, Quaps is back online. She's going to be sitting back, farming up. She's got the haste in the bottle if she wants to rotate. Down bottom, we have the Doom.
Gets doomed up in the bottom lane. Yeah.
It's only level 1 Doom, and Sylar's going to be completely fine.
Doom actually had to use it, otherwise he was dead.
Yeah.
It's unfortunately has to use it, it's going to wear out, and then of course Lifestealer going to lifesteal his way back up to full HP and continue applying the pressure. 53 CS, doing very well for himself.
Oh, the bait!
Axe.
or maybe not even a bait, as Ven just ends up going down, and the Ferrari's a little bit late to the party, goes through. Really nice Sonic Wave! Oh man, the right click onto the line will do it. Can he find the kill? He will go in. The double kill here for Ferrari on the back lines. The Axe is cutting the wave. This is going to be a free tower going the way of IG. What looked like a really quirky Venge kill ends up turning heavily into IG's favor.
Dire's top tower is under
And Sylar getting aggressive on this Doom in the bottom lane just forces him to TP out as Venture Spirit TP's in, but he's kind of in a dangerous position, only level 3.5. Not much she can do to try and stop this Lifestealer without any more support.
Yeah, I don't
Probably
think
still hasn't gone down though.
I mean, RTK's back there, and the Ion Shell is a pretty powerful zoning tool, even up against a ranged hero like a Weaver.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
We're pretty strong, and now up to level 4. That's insane amounts of damage over time at this stage of the game as TP towards this middle lane.
Axe? It's going to be bringing in his buddies. They do have no Doom up, but the Infernal Blade, the net out, the Ensnare is available. There will be a slow there from the Shadow Strike. They're looking to turn things onto CT5, but Sylar joins the party. There's going to be a TP in from the Lion as well. That's going to be the team fight they need, as Wrong will be able to secure the kill onto the DK. Costs him his own life. Hex up onto the Vengeful Spirit. Once again, could end up going down. The Earth Spike connects. They don't even use the open wound. They just go in and right-click him to death. Meanwhile, XXS is going to be doing some damage onto Sylar. Sylar omnit toggling to save his life. Over here, we are going to have the Ancient Apparition picked off. Queen of Pain, she's on a roll. 4-1-1. Gonna be going immediate Orchid build. No hesitation. No tier 2 boots.
Under attack.
Yeah, not even going for the Veil, which we've seen quite a lot on the likes of Puck and Queen of Pain. I guess there's actually not much point going the Veil this game. It does it, the only hero it really synergizes with is herself, and even then the Sonic Wave is pure damage that doesn't get amplified. Sometimes it's worth going if the rest of your team has some decent like magic AoE, but yeah, I think the Orchid's probably the right choice here. If you can get on the back lines once again, silence up that Lion, silence up the AA, stop him getting his spells off his Axe. Yeah, gets hexed up.
Yeah, that was the first eat of the Ice Blast, so we did not get that valuable regen that he probably needed, and that will get punished here. We're going in and trying to initiate on the AA in the Dire jungle, so maybe Axe has to just calm down a little bit. We saw Jungle Axe on QD be so successful last game, but that's because he played it very safe. He got his blink, then came out, then started fighting, and this aggro Axe isn't working out for IG so far.
Well, the main issue is he understands that, unlike last game, the cause he wants to blink on in lane is just no way he's going to kill it. So it's better off just to go Vanguard, tank up, makes him, like, when he does finally start fighting, he'll have the Vanguard, be stronger, more health, and he can jungle more effectively as well.
Alright, so sitting back, we do have the Doom at the ready, and I think every time that Doom is up, IG want to fight, they want to find something from it. They're waiting for the Quap to stock up on mana. She has that Invis rune and will refresh her bottle charges, so she will have enough for the ultimate if she wants to go, but meanwhile, we're going to have a nice smoke up, 3 heroes committed. Going to be going maybe down bottom, maybe towards mid. Do they want towers or blood? That's the question.
I think they're kind of sort of beat this Lifestealer. He's going to push out the wave, try and take this tower when TP, or if TPs come in to defend this tower, which I'm not sure they will.
He's in some trouble. He will have to dodge out a swarm. He does have that surge now at the ready if he needs it, but it's going to be a tower for tower trade. They've got the DK in the dragon form. They've got Lifestealer raged up, so the tower fight is going to be won by VG. The Fortify comes out. Now up top, the Radiant, they're looking for a pick here. If RTK steps up too far, that could be detrimental. He's going to go in. He does now have the 2 points in vacuum wall. Maybe he looks for the fight. No. Jungling up, surging away. Going to be leaving the fight. Going to be leaving the rest of the Radiant heroes. As Dire, they do pick off the tier 1 down bottom.
Yeah, they're going to keep on going. I'm surprised they used the Dragon Form that early, but I guess they really wanted that tower. It's still got half the duration left, so they can pressure this T2 tower as well. But it looks like IG, they're not going to stop either. They can't push quite as fast without the Dragon Form, but they can creep skip very effectively. They defend here, or they're just going to push because there's a TP. Actually, there's no TP on Dragon Knight, so he can't go back and defend his T2. There's actually no TP on the AI either. He's going to throw out the Ice Blast though.
And now Armlet is picked up from the DK. He's able to go through and just really start the harass. They get the tier 2 as Radiant just don't stop. They don't go back on. Is that a mistake from the Radiant? Can they afford to give away objectives like that?
I don't know. Well, obviously you'd rather not, but I guess they sense they probably can't take that team fight. This Darkseer top lane.
Radiant's bottom
Oh, he's in some trouble here. Doomed up under his own tier 2 tower, but Wrong might get punished. He will get the kill, and oh, immediately feeds back the mega kill streak. So, okay, we've got mega kills on the board here from the 2 cores. Safe lane Quap doing, or rather mid Quap, having some fun. We'll finally stock up on mana. 5 kills for her, 5 kills for Lifestealer, and Lifestealer has picked up the armlet. He does pick up the Ogre Club here, so is he going to be going into Echo Saber before finishing off the Deso?
Yeah, I don't know why else. I don't think he needs to go for BKB here. Obviously, yeah, it's an Echo Saber for sure. Like we said before, it synergizes pretty well with him. He just hits so hard, runs after people. Also, the movement speed slow that it gives, that applies to your enemy when you get that double hit is pretty decent. Allows you to get a couple of extra swipes in as well. That's kiteability. But yeah, going back to this bottom tower, I mean, IG probably could have gone for that if they really wanted to, but I don't know, why take the risk? They still need some core items going. As Lifestealer, he could be in some trouble.
Yeah.
He's dead.
That's a 6-0, or rather a 6-1 streak for Quap. She is having a lot of fun here, and well, what's her next big item? Does she go for something right-clicky, something utility, like a Hex, or does she want to be super survivable with a Shiva's or a Assault Cuirass?
My first thought is probably an Aghanim Scepter. Like now she's got the Orchid, it's probably one of the better options. As Lion and AA, they're actually together. They want to try and catch someone out, but they might get turned around on here. Ice Blast goes out, Hex onto Ag.
That is just a lot of damage sprayed out for these two supports that end up living through that. The mech on the Lion, or rather the mech on the Darkseer coming in handy there. There will be a time lapse out. The Weaver not going down just yet. We've got Ferrari goes through wicked 6 streak now, 7 kills in a row, and well. ETY wants to find something here. We'll go in with the Dragon Tail. They get some really nice damage off with the Dragon Form. I'm gonna try to TP out. Do they have the Vacuum? No, it's on cooldown. So they're not able to break that out, and that's gonna be pretty costly.
Yeah, that was interesting movement through the middle lane. Works out pretty well for IG there. Yeah, they lose the axe, but I think they'll take it. He's pretty close to his Blink Dagger though. He's bought up some more. He's bought up Infused Raindrops. In fact, how many Infused Raindrops are there in this game?
There's a
There's
lot.
3 on the Radiant. Yeah, 3 on the Radiant. To try and deal with what, like, soak up some of that damage coming in from the Lion and the AA, I assume. As VG looking to take Roshan here. I think they should be able to do this with the Dragon Form. They've got Lifesteal as well, munching away on him. They've got some decent wards as well. look how many Sentry wards there are on the Radiant side. Trying to get some vision, or reduce the vision of the Dire anyway, but not actually spotting out any of the Observer wards. As far as I can tell. They might have got some before.
Now the Roshan will end up falling. It's going to be going the way, clearly, of VG, and they do end up putting the Aegis on the Lifestealer, and again, Lifestealer's doing an okay job in terms of farm. He's actually got a really nice kill streak going for him, but getting himself into these fights has been proving a little bit difficult.
Yeah, VG did have a lead, but IG now just ahead of net worth. They're about 4.5k experience ahead as well.
I mean, the experience matters. The gold is literally negligible at this point. It's like double digits, single digits now.
Mina Pain looking for a kill at his top lane, gonna quickly blow up the line, doesn't even commit the Sonic Wave, the right clicks with the Soul Burn. I didn't think that was gonna tick down then, but they find the kill.
Yeah,
Continuing the streak.
She's 1 kill away from going godlike here, and Quap spirals pretty hard. She has picked up 1,600 gold, so we're gonna see what item she goes for next. Could be a Lincoln's if she really wanted to go for that survivability build, but
that's a good idea actually, yeah.
I mean, the Axe is okay, but she's not really relying on the Sonic Wave for a bunch of her damage. She's going in and kind of being a frontliner anyway. Burning had enough of those neutral creeps, I guess, and commits his ult for it. It's low cooldown. It's not that bad.
Yeah, DK got picked off as well. Caught out by the Doom, the Call as well. I think that's a newly purchased Big Dagger from the Axe getting shown off there. They're getting a big pick off with it as well on that DK. 14 for 9, 18 minutes in. IG still ahead. And they take this 2-0 against VG, who currently have, I believe, doing very well in this tournament.
Yeah, they're kicking some ass here, and well, Doom gonna be going through. He does have the drums, he's got the tranquils, but he needs some sort of extra little tool. Oh, up top.
It's either a blink or a shadow blade. Whoa! There's the godlike that we were looking for. The TP out. Oh, it doesn't get cancelled by the vacuum. Yeah, going back to the Doom, I think we'll be looking at a Blink Dagger or a Shadow Blade here. A
Yeah.
Silver Edge, potentially. He does go for the Shadow Blade to try and get rid of the Dragon Knight Dragon Blood. Pretty good thing to disable as CTY. He's going to farm up these. Is it like a triple stack here? Maybe even a quad stack? I think it's a quad stack here.
Yeah, he's having some fun. That
Splash
dragon
damage.
form will go to use. He does pick himself up a Shadow Blade, and I like this a lot. It's going to force the Radiant to be even more aggressive with their vision. They're doing so much here. The sentries, they're trying their best, but is it really going to counter a DK that's pretty far ahead at this point? He's going to be sitting third on the net worth chart, right behind his Lifestealer. Queen of Pain is the big leader here, but she's kind of a one-man fighter. The rest of her team doesn't really snowball off the back of her.
I guess not. They don't really. I feel like they don't always Venge goes down in this bottom lane.
That's just a
I
Venge.
guess it's kind of like she's trying to create space, but Weaver, you know, he's been farming okay, pretty close to that Lincoln's now, just 350 gold away from that. But he's not going to be a super relevant factor in team fights for at least another 10 minutes when he's got the Deso as well. Then hopefully another damage item on top of that afterwards. Yeah, he's got the Midas, so he's going to get that level 11, start working towards that Aghanim Scepter. Lion, his Blink Dagger's online as well for VG. I feel like this is anyone's game at the moment as infest into the Lion.
Yeah, with that new
VG's
blink,
still got a minute and a half.
yeah, he's got a really nice way to get into the fights now, and they're gonna see aggressive push in XSS. Gonna be farming up. Will be going for a Lincoln's of his own, and well, should I have that online very shortly? And Queen of Pain, is gonna go for that Lincoln Sphere. Oh man.
Yeah.
And for all the missed calls I've had tonight, I like that one. I did good. Oh,
Yeah.
Scan reveals that Axe is here in the jungle, and that's going to be the jump point for VG. They're looking for something here. Like, Lion goes in, goes for the blink. They do get the vision onto the bench. Now plop out, smack down. Darkseer kills off the Vengeful Spirit. She is not long for the world. Ice Blast follows up, but no one else left to feel the pain.
The FU at the end there. If you weren't gonna die from my allies' right clicks, my Ice Blast would have got you. And they're gonna try and transition this into a push. They've got the DK ultimate form, Shadow Blade online. Is it worth him going for Silver Edge this game? I guess you disable spin with the break mechanic. That's pretty decent. Might be worth going for that Silver Edge, but no defense coming out from IG at the moment.
The Doom has opted to pick himself up the Force Staff instead of the Blink Dagger. It's a little bit more cost efficient. It helps out his team as well as himself, but is it going to be enough for Doom to always get into these fights and get off the right target, Doom?
I don't think he'll be looking to force stuff into the fight. This is very much more save allies kind of force stuff, I think, against something. If someone does manage to get stunned up by the Lion or DK, just force staff them away, reinitiate, force like maybe VG into a less less confident position. And then you can get that Doom off with Nevi. I am actually kind of surprised he didn't go for Shadow Blade or a Blink here.
Alright, Axe picks himself up a Force Staff as well, so he's going to be going for that super mobile, get into the fight, be the frontliner, kind of go at you build. Hasn't picked up his Blade Mail yet, and are we just going to see him skip the Blade Mail altogether, or will it be his next item?
Well, he could go back to the Blade Mail, but it seems a bit, maybe a little. I mean, it scales much better into late game now, just because of the changes. It reflects the same damage type, so he could well go for the Blink, go for the Blade Mail. Like I've said before, it doesn't really work against the Lifestealer so well, but it might be pretty good against the Dragon Knight. But he's got lots of armor, so it reflects the physical damage back, and then gets reduced anyway. So maybe Blade Mail isn't the item here. He'll probably just be better off going for a Pipe or a BKB, I think.
Blink
As
in,
the
call
initiation.
on the Axe, connects onto two. They got the Wave of Terror in the backlines. Oh, Ferrari just laying in the damage. ROTK will take the Inferno Blade, drops a wall onto the Doom, but not going to be enough to save his life on the backlines. They will get the Doom off onto the Sylar. Sylar's going to be feeling really nice and healthy. Rage will end up going back down, and oh, call in! Axe wanted to re-engage, will end up getting blasted down from the high ground. Lion Finger flies through, and well, there will be a double kill out. It's going to be a 2 for 3 so far, or 2 for 4 rather. Lion is the lone survivor. They want to get a wipe here. Weaver, is this too greedy? Taking so much damage from the tower, still has the time-lapse out. May look for the kill, then the time-lapse will go through. We'll find it. That's going to be a time-lapse out. Dominating streak, full wipe onto VG. IG really hitting their stride here. That was awesome there. The team fight recap, there's going to be about a 1,700 gold change, almost a 6,500 XP change, and looking at the overall graphs, that's the spike that I think IG needed to really pick up the momentum and start the push.
The Corpse Godlike streak did go the way of the Lifestealer though.
Well, that's a big bounty.
It was like 1200 or something like that. It was kind of surprised he managed to find that. It was a good move from IG though. Smoking, wrapping around. They also get some aggressive vision down as well, using that smoke to its full efficiency. So when they do want to look to fight again, and somehow they've only managed to take one tower. Like even though they're ahead in terms of net worth and experience, they've only taken that one top T1 tower in the top lane. But BG, they've taken all but 2 T2s. Out of towers anyway.
Alright, so what's the momentum look like in this game for the next 10-15 minutes? Because it seems like you've got heroes that scale nicely into the late game, like the Weaver, like the Quap, and they're picking up their items, but VG, they're just going to continue building up that tank on the Lifestealer, on the DK, and are IG going to put out enough damage to keep up with that tank?
This is the issue, right, with the Queen of Pain. She starts snowballing, but then does start to drop off around this time. You get all these kills, but then do you transition into like more right click, or do you then go more utility like AC? Shiva's is the item she's going to go now. I guess you can. All is though their only like late game physical damage dealer is going to be this Weaver, which I mean, as carries go, is a pretty good one for physical damage. But is it going to be enough to deal with a Lifestealer and a DK? I'm not sure. At least not for another 20 minutes at least.
If Weaver ends up picking up the Deso here, that's going to be a really, really nice pick, and that's going to be able to shred through some of the Lifestealer's armor, some of the DK's armor with that Dragon Blood, and that could be enough. Weavers scale very well. They can end up just laying into you, and Weavers are natural rapier holders, so we'll see if that becomes the play at like the 55-minute mark. But for now, I think VG are content sitting back and farming up, because this momentum will slightly favor them for a little bit longer, as long as they don't get wiped again. That was quite unfortunate.
Yeah, I think it's going to come down to like just the execution. I wouldn't say in like a full 5v5 engagement. It's not like this team's going to win. If VG managed to get a vacuum and an ice blast combo, they can win a team fight. However, if IG managed to get the Doom on an important target like that Darkseer on the back line, stop him getting those Guardian Greaves off, and Queen of Pain can jump in on the back lines, get Orchid onto the Lion. It's all down to initiation at this stage. You can farm up as much as you want, but if it stays the way it is, initiation. But this is where vision becomes very important, so you can get the initiation that you want.
Dire's bottom tower.
Line invested up.
We did have that full smoke down. That's smoke going to be expiring pretty soon. They don't find anything of it. They do pop into the dragon form, so looking for some push onto the tier 2. And I think IG go back for this. I think they have to defend this. They don't want to give away too many objectives to the DK, because that means less and less space that's safe for the Radiant to go through.
Yeah, and if they do then lose another team fight, T3s are exposed. Dragonlight is pushing. He's now got a BKB, so he doesn't have to worry about the silence and some of the stuns. Vengeful Spirit stun.
They're gonna go through. Queen of Pain starting things off. The Earth Spike comes out. It's the vacuum wall doing so much work. Man, ROTK Ice Blast will end up connecting, and the Vengeful Spirit goes down. We got ROTK looking for more. They're gonna go through. They will end up dropping the Lion, but certainly worthwhile here. AA going down as well. The time lapse from the Weave will keep himself safe for now. We've got the Doom walking back up to the high ground. In the end, it's gonna be a 2 for 2, but that Lifestealer's health was abysmal. He had like single-digit HP.
And the Lion literally just got the Gem of True Sight, dies, and gives it away to IG. I was talking about how important vision is at the moment, and they wanted to capitalize with the gem, but suddenly it gets given away, and IG is going to take advantage of that. They can get some D-wards out now.
Yeah, I mean,
always
XP is pretty heavily in favor of IG, because they have had the Quap split off doing her own thing for such a long time, so getting those waves pushed out. They also have a kill score lead, so there's where the XP is coming from as well, but net worth is really close. We have just about a 2,000 difference, which, if you think about it, is like a kill and a half on these cores.
That's ridiculous. This game has not gone beyond like a 2.5k net worth leads in either team. Yeah, the XP is slightly different, but it is a much closer game than game number 1.
Absolutely here, and again, I'm not quite sure which draft really excels late game, because IG, they're focusing on putting out so much damage, but VG, they're focused on taking so much damage. Here.
Up here.
They've got that smoke. They're
I
gonna
think
go.
we're gonna have another clash here. There's got to be another one.
Oh, right near the Roche pit too. This choke point gonna be interesting here. A vacuum, not followed up by a wall. There will be an AA blast coming through. The Vengeful Spirit will lose her life. On the back lines, they get the Finger of Death onto the axe. DK gets the kill for that one. His BKB is showed off. He's looking for more here. He's flapping, but not fast enough as Weaver. The Sakuchi making a move really nice. Doom will end up getting blocked back in. Tried to juke through the trees. Will be successful now. Scorched Earth keeping him nice and healthy. And over here, there is going to be a reinitiate. Oh, the Lincoln's going through. Quap is able to blink back to safety. So, very expensive fight there as they commit a lot of ultimates to it, but they do end up getting 2 down. They get the axe, they get the Venge, and it's going to be about 1,000 gold changed in favor of VG.
Shadowblade paying off very heavily for the Dragon Knight there. Being able to get the initiation that they wanted. Blow up the Vengeful Spirit, then they get the axe as well. The Venge was a little bit far forward there, maybe not expecting the engagement to happen quite so quickly, so she gets brought down, and there's no swap to save a core like the axe. And wow, this push is coming out quickly.
I mean, that's a level 3 dragon form for you. That just does so much work.
Dire's top tower is under
Ferrari will at least get a T2 on this top lane though. Yes.
Yeah.
Dire's top
Thank you,
tower
Siege Creeps. And now CTY goes in, he cleans up the mess, and, it's just kind of like, there's such a momentum of this game of you go in for the fights, you go in for the pushes, and both teams want to be the aggressors, and it like flip-flops back and forth each time of who actually ends up being successful in that. In terms of overall net worth, we're now pretty much back down to 0.
Even. Yeah.
Roshan, going to be a big contest here. They want to get it onto the Weaver. That's going to be very, very good. That means a lot of high ground push coming up because we've seen how far forward XSS likes to play. Likes to dive underneath those tier 4s looking for the lion pick earlier, and having the Aegis would mean just a little bit more safety, and that's going to be a very clean Roche going in favor of the Quap. No defense there from VG, and now VG, they've got to be aware that there is going to be some rotation coming out from IG.
Yeah, it was actually very ambitious of IG to do that. Fairly high risk, but of course a high reward as well, because you've got to worry about the vacuum and the ice blast combo. If VG did know that was happening or felt confident it was, like an easy vacuum ice blast could have just changed the team fight around completely. As it was, IG do get that Aegis onto the. It was who takes it? Queen of Pain, I guess. Yeah. Now with the Shivas, I think I would like to see her rotate into a more right click. She can now go for the Bloodthorn, upgrade that Orchid.
Yeah, that would be pretty neat.
Would mean the Weaver starts doing a bit more damage as well.
Speaking of the Weaver,
on that target.
We've got like 4k gold on the bug. What's he saving up for?
is under attack.
Well, it probably doesn't need to go an MKB this game, because I don't think either the DK or the Lifestealer will pick up any evasion. I think we can come back to this though, as VG, they've smoked up As5.
They're looking for the jump here. They got that Shadowblade coming on through. There is going to be Lincoln's popped on Ferrari. Swap back, keeping everyone safe. The call in from the axe might not be enough here. Oh, the vacuum back in under the tower. This Darkseer putting in so much work. They get down the Vengeful Spirit. They do trade for the Lion. There is going to be Ice Blast coming through. Not going to connect onto anyone. The backlines, the Sonic Wave putting in work. ROTK does end up going down. Ferrari stuck in place. The Cull comes out. The axe will be able to get the kill. Sylar falls as well. It's going to be a full wipe. Triple kill for Ferrari on the back of a fantastic ultimate. Great call from the axe, and Darkseer, he tried his best. That vacuum was unreal. The wall, a fantastic follow-up, but just wasn't enough damage coming out from VG to follow up with that.
That was beautiful. The double Lincoln's paying off heavily, but IG there stops the main initiation from VG happening. And then they could reinitiate themselves with a good call, a couple of dunks coming out from Axe, and now they can hopefully capitalize on this. I don't think there's any point of the two heroes on VG that actually have buyback or buying back. They wouldn't really be able to do anything here.
It's like a 4k gold spike in a minute. That is a huge turnaround, and Ferrari, he's going in, he's going to make the most out of this Rax. Does have that blink away, doesn't have a TP, so Quap just has to kind of scoot around the map wherever she wants to go. Wouldn't be surprised to see her sell the boots and go for the boots of travels, but she's still got a lot of money to work with here, about 3.5k, just to sit back and buy up some items. She's going to be selling off whatever she looks, the bottle, and what does she pick up in exchange? It's going to be a BKB, just fully right-clicked out of the store.
Alright, I mean, this is, means she can continue throwing out her spells, being a nuisance, not having to worry about getting locked down by the Lion or the Ancient Apparition. Got the Lincolns to deal with the first stun, then, like, if you're wanting to fight, just BKB, blink in. With the armor coming in from the Shiva's Guard, doesn't have to worry about the right clicks too much. All round, I really like Ferrari's itemization this game. That's the AA's axe. This increases the duration from well, it's currently at 9 seconds to 17.
That's pretty awesome, and I mean, Queen of Pain, she's dishing out a lot of damage, and aside from the Shiva's Guard, doesn't have a lot of opportunities to go in. There's going to be the Shiva's Guard onto Sylar. They want this kill. They go in for the Axe Call. They will be able to get it down, but Lifesteal is healing up for all he's worth. There's going to be the AA Axe connects onto a bunch. The Vacuum while they're going through. They're wiping off the Radiant. They will lose the Venge first. That's going to be a nice bounty going the way of the Dire, and now Ron goes through the Doom onto the DK. Can they turn this? Weaver doing so much damage. DK will end up going down, but the Co-op will pay with his life. It's only going to be the Aghanims, or rather the Aegis popped out, as it's going to be a Wicked 6 streak from XSS. Somehow the Radiant are living through this. They drop their Axe, they drop their Venge, but their cores live, and they manage to get out 4. They're looking for 5 here, as Darkseer is the only survivor on the side of VG, and no one has buyback. I don't know if that was just because they all bought out those big items, or they just didn't think it would come down to this, but almost another full wipe onto VG here at 34 minutes in the game. 1,600 gold, 7k XP, swinging in favor of IG, so this gold graph starting to gain some momentum, I'd say, in favor of the Radiant.
Yeah, I mean, I thought Vici had that. Like, that Lifestealer just would not die. And then a good Vacuum Wall coming out from RTK, speaking of who, is just going to have to run himself out of there.
Yeah, and again, DK now has buyback with a little extra bit of gold ticking over, but Lifestealer, he's still down, so if DK goes in, he's all in, and they really don't want to have to spend buybacks here. It will be a second set of racks. Ferrari just dumping his damage onto ROTK. He pops the Greaves and will be able to live. There is going to be an Ice Blast flying out. It's going to be a long duration Ice Blast. If it lands, it will connect onto the Doom. Doom's tanky enough to live through this, so IG, they lose really nothing off the back of that fight. They take another full lane of racks, 2 lanes of supers, and how long can the Tire go and hold up against these super creeps?
I don't know. This is hard for VG now. Like, 1 lane of racks, fine. You can deal with that. That's not an issue. You've got Darkseer. Like, DK's pretty good at clearing. Like, he just tanks up whatever. Lifestealer as well. He can munch through them. But now with 2 lanes plus the top lane, top T3 is exposed. No T2s to defend it. I think we're just going to be looking at IG sitting back, wait for Roshan, get the Aiders, and then finish this game trying to get Megas.
All right, Ferrari blinking on through, but it seems like IG, they got a fantastic pick in that last fight, but VG, they're not tapping out, and they're not tapping out for a reason. It's because they do have decent comeback mechanics. If they get a couple of picks, they can push very, very quickly.
They still need to land a big combo, though, if they're going to be able to win a team fight. The Weaver and the Queen of Pain especially so far ahead in net worth at this stage of the game. Not to mention the Doom starting to pick up a bunch more items as well. Devour really started to pay off for him, as well as that Axe up with a full pipe. So suddenly, this AI Ice Blast is not really going to be super effective.
Oh, Lion, he's in some trouble. Just dies, completely silenced up, not able to get off anything. The Doom goes through. This could be the end here. If DK goes down, it might all be over. He is going to end up going back to his base. The Doom doing a lot of work, but not going to be enough to get him down. And IG, they give VG a stern lashing. They take out their support, but VG can still hold high ground. That's not a big enough window for the Radiant to go in and end it all.
Oh yeah, unfortunately them, Roshan not up for another minute and a half, at least. Don't really know why they're checking, because they should have taken a timer, but it's not going to be there. Because, yeah, Lifestealer now goes for that AC, so this is your sort of four main core items picked up on the Lifestealer. He can now probably go for a heart himself, as that's what DK is going, I would imagine. Yeah,
He
that's
could go for the
definitely what he's
Abyssal.
going
I would like to see the Abyssal on the Lifestealer.
That's a good idea as well, actually.
Yeah, I mean, Queen of Pain, she's farmed as well. She does still have that 8-second BKB. She's got 4,500 gold here. Sheepstick?
Sheepstick, Bloodthorn. Either of those I think would be perfectly fine. There's a little tussle happening in this top lane. Venge might go down here. It does.
It takes a full commitment, and with what? BKB? That
That
was an 8-second BKB with a. That must have been a misclick. Oh, that's costly.
Dire's middle tower.
It was either a misclick or he just really wanted to be safe. He knows he doesn't have buybacks. He just bought out a full heart. They just wanted to make sure they didn't get jumped on. He didn't know that IG weren't there.
I mean, it was such a big, juicy kill in the Venge for free that I guess he thought maybe he was going to get jumped and baited out like the last time, so it's costly, but I don't know, I guess...
At first glance, it looked like a misclick. I actually think it was fine. Like, I completely understand why he did it.
Yeah.
But
Wow.
Bench has got Ags now, so she's kind of got that second life.
Yeah, so she's gonna be maybe a little bit able to more frontline here. She does like to go in nice and aggressive. We have the Ancient smacked out by Sylar, and he's farming up really nicely. Again, you did point out that AC pick. He also has 2,600 gold, almost 1,000 on top of buyback. So what is he looking for next? We talked about the Abyssal. Any other possibilities?
Abyssal, Heart potentially as well. Just tank up a little bit. He's got enough armor now, I think, to deal with the Weaver and the Vengeful Spirit. The minus armor they're putting out. So the other option, Mjolnir, if there is potentially the chance of Megas coming their way, Mjolnir helps clear quick waves very quickly. Extra attack speed is nice as well. I think either of those would be fine. As Vici, they're trying to take a fight outside of their base. This means if they take a few casualties or whatever, IG can't just straight up run into their base. If they lose a fight in this top lane by their T3, the game's over. They lose a fight inside the Radiant jungle, they've got a little bit of extra time. And they really want to contest Roshan as well, because they understand if Aegis goes the way of Vici, that could just be game over. But Aegis isn't going to spawn for another 2 minutes.
Oh, Dragon Form is committed. They're gonna go through. There's a Doom popped out. Oh man, this is just such a bloody fight. There's BKBs abundantly, and the Doom will end up getting down the DK. No buyback. This is big. If they get down Sylar here, there's just no cores left in the fight. It's a godlike streak for the Weaver. Everything is just turned into poop. As they're on looking through, they will miss the call here. Axel's onto it. Oh, that's gonna be a double kill out. Nice vacuum wall, but it's not gonna be enough. ROTK gets slammed down as well. The call doesn't come through, but it will be a buyback from the Lifestealer, and the Lifestealer alone, as the GG is called out. Well played by IG. That is going to be a 2-0 series for IG. VG, they need to really step their game up if they want to see themselves in the upper bracket of the Dota 2 Professional League. So, any last thoughts on the game here?
I don't know, I just like Bloodborne so much. All those red numbers, they make me happy. But it was a very close game to start off with. We saw there was no more than like a 2.5k lead for either team in terms of net worth for the first 20 minutes or so. But suddenly, IG, they won a couple of team fights. Ferrari 430 on that Queen of Pain, just snowballing completely. And XXS Weaver didn't die a single time this game. 12-0 and 17. I think that was the main issue. The Dragon Knight and the Lifestealer just. They're tanky. They just never really dealt enough damage to to Weaver and Queen of Pain, who they just couldn't lock down long enough. I think that was the bottom line of it at the end of the game.
All right, so that concludes that series. We've got one more coming out.